352-629-2440. Gene is a proud United States veteran.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Minutes before 11 o'clock. Hey, what happened? It was blue skies. Now it's overcast. What happened? Ben came in the room. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Ben Baugh.
Brought the rain with me.
From Spanish Harlem.
Absolutely. See, I'm not the rose. I'm the thorn that's on the rose, all right? So that's why I brought the rain with me today, too.
You brought the rose with you, too. Look at Shannon.
Well, absolutely. I mean, I'm sitting next to a beautiful woman. It's like Christmas has come 5 days early,
Isn't that great?
She
She's
possesses
gorgeous.
all of the qualities and attributes that the superficial male is very pleased with.
I love that you're a writer. You'll throw out those words I would never think of. How you doing?
I'm doing absolutely super fantastic, as always.
We were born in the same hospital, Shannon? Ben and I were born in the same hospital.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Wow.
Sinai Hospital in
Really?
New York, on the Upper
Yeah.
East Side of Manhattan.
What are the chances of that?
Spanish Harlem. Don't we look like we're from
That's
Spanish
it.
Harlem? So Shannon Scott is your guest. Hi, Shannon. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
You have a bright, happy demeanor about you and face and everything. So where are you from?
I'm from Ocala, Florida.
You were born and raised here?
Born and raised. I'm a
Really?
native, yeah.
Monroe?
Yep.
So you were born in the same hospital as my son.
Yeah.
Look at this. There's all these familial connections, with
See that?
everybody that's sitting here.
My son and Shannon and Ben and me.
It's just,
Robin
who would
was-
have
You got
thought?
a quad going.
Robin was born in Milwaukee, but
Yeah, he
tell
was.
tell Ben the name of the hospital you were born in.
Oh, your name, Mount Sinai.
Larry Hospital. No, Mount Sinai.
Mount Sinai.
Mount Sinai.
So there's
Same name.
obviously there's some kind of trend going on here.
Same name. And Monroe starts with an M. So
Hey, it works. It's connection. I'll take it.
So you, before we went on the air, Ben was saying that you do a lot of stuff.
I do. I do a lot.
Are we here to promote one of them or all of them?
Whatever you wish.
I mean, she's a Renaissance woman, and she's done so many different things: acting, modeling, a voice actress. She's been a mermaid, which I find, extremely interesting.
Wiki Wachi.
And
Why do you find that interesting, Ben?
well, come on. I mean, Daryl Hannah and Splash and things like
Oh.
that. I mean,
Now I got it. Now I
why
got it,
would
yeah.
you not be entertained by that? A beautiful woman.
I know, but you
splashing
fall
around,
in love with a beautiful mermaid. What do? You can't take her home. What do? Keep her in the bathtub?
You get yourself a large tank in your place.
She becomes a pet.
What more could you want?
I
right?
love you, honey. Could you please put me back in the ocean? Thank you very much.
But, you gotta, get a beluga whale or something like that, to keep her company and
Did you see
entertain.
Did you see the beluga whale playing with the ball?
No, I did not see this.
Oh, my
I
gosh.
think I'm missing out on.
I won't do it right now. But when you get a chance, go to YouTube. Beluga playing with ball.
Oh, it's happening.
Yeah, it's really nice.
It's a wild animal
It's
that
great.
knows how to play catch.
With a fisherman on a boat. It's so cool.
All right, so Shannon, let's see. What's your first love? I don't mean human. I mean of your talents. Which is your first love?
Oh, I think that would have to be my voiceover career.
Really?
Yes, I really, really, truly enjoy voicing video games and commercials for companies and, just helping in that sort of sense. Like,
That is very cool. So that's kind of what we do. Robin and I do voiceovers.
Yeah.
So where do you go for your voiceover work?
my home studio.
Same with us.
Nice.
We have something else in common.
I know. This is amazing.
So where would we hear you on it? Would we know you from anything? Like, are you the voice on Resident Evil or something?
Not yet. I am working on it.
Are you?
I am working on it. I actually have only done like a couple of smaller companies, their video games. Heroes of New Earth. It's kind of like WoW. If you
Heroes
ever
of
heard
Newark?
that. New Earth.
Oh, New Earth. Oh, I thought Newark, New Jersey.
No. But yeah, so I've only done a couple of little things like that, but it's
That's
such a
exciting.
passion, and I'm in contact with some people, and hopefully, fingers crossed, next year's a good year in the gaming world for Shannon Scott. So
Excellent.
You got a cool
Shannon
name too.
Scott, I
Sounds like a famous name.
Thank you.
Do you know you couldn't do what we do, the voiceover stuff, and maybe even some of the stuff that you do, Ben. In the old world, you couldn't do it. I mean, technology has made everything so much possible, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So so you go into your home studio. How do you block out the sounds of the outdoors?
I actually have a little booth that was made, and it's really nice. It's super cheap because it's the expensive booths are very hard to come by.
Right.
And
For those who don't know, they could be anywhere from $2,000 to $6,000.
they are pretty pricey, but you can make one by yourself, or have
PVC? Did you use PVC?
No, it's actually plywood, carpet, foam, and some insulation in between the pieces of plywood as well. So
Does it get hot in there?
in the summer, yeah, it gets, it gets kind of hot. But I actually had help with mine, and
Oops, sorry.
if you do have the help, it's a lot easier because hands on, it can be kind of hectic, but it's pretty
You
cool.
know what you can do on radio that you can't do as a voiceover artist?
What's that?
What I just did. You can't do this.
That's true.
Don't do that. Don't do that if you're narrating a book or something. Yeah. So that's cool that you like doing that.
Yeah.
When did that start for you?
It started a couple years ago, and I kind of dabbled in it here and there. I actually edit audio as well. And so the guy that I edited for, he actually kept on sending me some auditions to participate in some actual commercials and
Nice,
things like
nice.
that. And so it just kind of escalated from there, and now I just do it all the time.
In our day, it's still our day. So, but I mean, when we were younger, to be a voiceover artist, you pretty much had to be in New York or LA.
Yeah.
Not anymore. You can go anywhere.
No.
And the producer had to pay for the studio time. Yeah. That was nice too.
So you said you're a mermaid. You are, or
I
you
am.
Were? You
I
are.
am.
What do you do that? Where do you do that?
Well, that's a weird thing. It's like wherever and whenever Shannon can find some work. I was actually Ripley's Aquarium in South Carolina. They're original free diving mermaids. So I don't use any apparatus or anything like that. I'm just take a deep breath at the top, and then I go
I
down.
don't use any apparatus
and I
either.
perform.
Do you have any hoses?
Apparatus.
Do you have any hoses underneath the water that you draw oxygen from, or do you just work
No.
on the breath and go up?
Nope, I just work on the breath and then go up for a quick breath of air and go back down and hold it and act like
Yeah.
you're not out of breath and
my
just,
gosh.
keep a smile
So
on
how
your
do
face.
people see you? Through glass? Like at Wikiwachi?
Yep, it's an actual aquarium, and you're swimming with stingrays and all that kind of stuff, and it's
Oh,
just,
how cool.
like I can't see what's going on. Everything looks
it's
like
all
a blur.
blurry. Yeah.
But when I get down there and you see a handprint of a little kid at the glass. You can see the outline, and it's just like everything to touch that
Are you
glass.
performing a story when you do that? Is there, from their perspective, the spectator, are they hearing a story being told?
Not necessarily. It's usually with like some music or something like
Just
that.
watching women swim? That's all it is?
Pretty much, yeah.
Tail.
Yeah.
It's a mermaid tail.
Yeah.
I'm with it. I'm onto this. Yeah, I get this. Yeah.
Wow.
I could do this. Have you ever been to in Wikiwachi? The mermaids are actually state employees.
Yeah.
They get paid by the state. Yeah.
The
Nice.
Florida State Park.
Isn't that crazy?
Nice. That's pretty cool.
I work for the state. What do? I'm a mermaid.
But great benefits too. I mean, what more could you want?
So Ben, are you featuring Shannon in the OM?
That's what we'd like to do. She's
That's what we'd
giving
like
me
to do.
a great.
That Spanish Harlem comes out of
There
you.
you go. I was complimented the other day by a guy who said, I knew you were from New York because of the way you said your D's. So that's why he was able to pick up. So I thought that was kind of cool. But yeah, I mean, she's got an inspirational story too. And if you wouldn't mind sharing that and letting people know what somebody said to you when you were 15 years old. And I mean, this woman sitting over here to my right is a glamorous, gorgeous, gifted woman.
The one to your left is too, by the way.
Well, I'm not taking anything away from Miss Robin, but
Yeah, no, Shannon's.
I know who I have to sit next to every Friday, so I understand that part of it. But the reality is that she's got a really inspirational story, and hopefully some people out there who've got big dreams can take something away from what she's about to tell us.
Are we going to cry? Are we gonna cry?
We might. It depends. It might be a visceral moment.
So let's hear the story.
No, first of all, thank you. I really appreciate that. You're too kind, Ben. Okay, so, well, I've always been kind of a geek all of my life, believe it or not.
Another common thing.
I am a total nerd. You probably see it. Whenever I come into a room, I'm always smiling. I'm goofy. I'm so goofy. But
you're beautiful. Don't say that.
Thank you. No. I love my geekiness.
Okay,
it's who I am.
I love your geekiness too.
Thank you. But I used to play a lot of video games when I was younger.
Oh, okay.
And I was never really athletic. I was a homebody. I was never the popular kid in school by any means, and
wow, it's hard to believe that.
No, I was not. I was very solo in high school, and I kind of shied away from people. If there was lunchtime, I'd go sit in a corner by myself usually. But ultimately, I was told one day by somebody that I could never become an actress or a model because I was too fat and I wasn't pretty enough.
Oh, no.
And that hurt, I mean, I never even thought about it until then. I mean, I was just happy and just doing my own thing.
Were you expressing an interest in being a model at that time?
Well, it came up like, oh, Shannon, what do you want to do? And I'm like, I want to act and I want to model and I want to do all these things. And they're like, they just crushed that dream right there, And so I took that and I never let it go because, you when you hear something negative, that negativity sits with you forever. It doesn't matter how many times people tell you how pretty you are, or, it's like, oh, Mom, Dad, you're just saying that. You're supposed to. You're my parents.
Right.
But when somebody else tells you,
I'm not your parents.
it hurts. Well,
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, it really hurt. So that day, I went home and I pulled out my mom's Jane Fonda video and I popped that sucker in the VCR and I started just working out to her. And I just, ever since then, I didn't really stop until I got an editing job. And then I stopped again and I started fluffing back out. And I was like, I took a picture. I saw myself and I wasn't happy with myself. And I'm like, oh, this cannot happen again. We will not do this. So I basically decided to make a change and started working out again and found my fitness, health, and that.
So tell me what your routine is. What is your exercise routine?
Well, I have many, but I actually really believe in having a coach, somebody to help guide you. I've been able to do a lot by myself. I've gotten skinny, but I've never been able to push myself with weights the way I'd wanted to. And so I recently got involved with a coach. He's a phenomenal coach, Kendrick Frazier in town. And if you go to him, he's great. But he pushes me to the next level. So I will do 3 days a week with him, working on heavy weights, lifting very super heavy. And, he'll help me lift and everything like that. But then on my days off, I'll do what I can. I'll still lift heavy weights. But I try to get a walk in 20 minutes to 30 minutes a day. And, that just helps relieve the mind too of any stresses you have, and it's just relaxing. I actually walk with my neighbor Gary, and
Lucky Gary.
He's a cool guy. But yeah, I do that, and I do a lot of stretching. I teach a stretching class in the Phoenix Gym in Bellevue on Friday nights at 7 o'clock, and I really feel like stretching is super beneficial to anything fitness related because it helps you move deeper into your workouts. It relaxes you. The stress, if you're having a stressful day, you just go in, start stretching, and it just calms you so much. And it's just like, it's a stress relieving thing. And yeah, I mean, I just do a little bit of everything. Yeah. Yeah.
And have you ever seen that person again that was your naysayer?
Oh, yes, I have. He denies it to this day.
It's a he?
Yeah, it's a
Oh
he.
my
It's a
gosh.
he.
That
It's-
makes it even worse.
Yeah, he might know if he hears this. He might know. Oh man, that's me. But no, he denies it. But I'm like, oh, you said it. Trust me. Yes, I remember.
You don't ever forget.
No, you
never,
don't.
ever
You
forget.
don't.
Oh my
But
gosh.
I thank him, because if it weren't for him, I don't know if I ever would have gotten into the fitness and went down this path that I went down, So I'm grateful. Things happen for a reason.
So as a result of that, you did end up modeling, it sounds like.
I do, yes.
So tell me about that. Tell me about modeling.
Well, I do a little bit of everything. I do a lot of underwater modeling
Sounds like it.
as well. So, yeah, I actually just did a photo shoot.
Do you know this area
couple
is
weeks ago.
famous for underwater modeling? You know that, right?
No.
You're too young to know this. Do you know
well-
the name Bruce Mozart?
No.
He's passed away. Do you know the name?
Yes,
Ben?
he's got his name on one of the
Star.
star downtown, right in front of the Marion Theater.
Right.
Yeah.
Get out.
He used to take pictures underwater at Silver Springs. And Robin and I did a song for him called
No.
He Captured Mermaids.
No.
That's the song. He Captured Mermaids.
Yeah, he loves the song.
Look it up.
Oh, I will.
But he's the inventor of the underwater camera housing. So
Really?
so in all of those early Tarzan movies and things,
Yeah.
that was his stuff.
That is
and that
so
was
cool.
him.
That is
yeah.
so
All those old black and white
He's an
pictures. Do you know what I'm
icon.
talking about?
Oh,
The-
yeah.
The black and whites. That's all
Those
Bruce.
are all Bruce, yeah.
Wow.
People riding bicycles underwater, drinking
in
soda,
fact-
the ladies, and that's all.
In fact, we have a theory. You want to hear my theory?
I'm ready.
Okay, so men don't ever admit this, but I believe this is true, Ben. I believe that back in those days, Bruce was taking pictures of these beautiful women underwater, and some guy in Michigan looking at his newspaper while it's snowing outside sees these pictures and says, honey, we should go to this place in Florida called Silver Springs or something. And then she says, why? What's that? Glass bottom boats, right? And he wants to see the women, right?
Absolutely.
So all the women came there. And then I have actually evidence to back this up. In the book, there's a book about this, and there's a sign that they put in front of Silver Springs at one point, a handmade sign that says, there are no mermaids here. So that means people were asking, where are the mermaids?
Yeah.
So our theory is, after that, somebody said, why don't we start a place? And that's how, I'm just,
Wiki watch.
I don't have
You know,
any evidence of that.
I don't have any problem admitting I'm a superficial male. So that's
too.
that's
Me
you
too.
know,
No
I
problem.
mean, it's that's the whole point. You get to look at beautiful women.
That's it.
It provides entertainment.
But you do not tell your wife that's why you're going.
well, of course not.
You're going to
but,
see beautiful flowers.
Absolutely, and now you've got the colony of monkeys as well that are an added attraction.
I love those monkeys.
Yes, I mean they're great, but you brought up Bruce Mozart, Jordan Klein Sr. and Jordan Klein Jr.
Yeah.
and Mark Emery, and there's some Mark
They're
Barrett. There's some
fabulous.
terrific.
And they all knew each other. When
It's-
Bruce was alive, they were all part of the same circle.
That's amazing. You
Yeah.
know.
In fact, Mark was at Bruce's funeral.
Yeah, Mark Emery was.
Oh no,
Yeah.
kidding!
Yeah,
Wow.
yep.
Yeah.
That's
When if you're do you mentor young people to have self-esteem and to pursue whatever it is they're doing and try to not be as hurt as you were? That's pretty important.
That's the deeper part of the story, isn't it?
Well, I'm actually getting into that because it's always been very hard for me trying to find that positive balance in your life. There's a lot of negativity flying around in the world, and when you can't see the positives, you're only going to focus on the negatives. So I am trying to focus more on helping any age, anybody, because it is so important. And if you have a healthy mind, you have a healthy life, I feel. And I'm here for anybody who needs someone to talk to for any reason at all. So absolutely.
Did you ever hear the
Absolutely.
story about the chicken being helped out of the egg? The little chick. Have you ever heard that story?
I don't think so.
Okay,
no.
okay. So, I don't know if this is true. Maybe Ben, you know from New York, you might know a little bit about eggs. But anyway. So if you help a chick come out of its shell, it won't live, because the process of the work it has to do to get out of that shell strengthens its neck and enables it to eat once it gets out of the shell. It's an amazing design by God, right?
Yeah.
So in the parable there, and I think that's actually a true story, that if you help a chick out of its egg, its neck,
that's
he won't be able to eat. So that's kind of the way we are, I think. We're supposed to go through some hard times, some struggles,
Absolutely.
in order to make us stronger.
Absolutely.
And then when you get, like Robin, see, we're being superficial, the two males in the room. But the female had this beautiful observation that what you have from that is not only a way to make yourself better, but to help other people be better, and as a coach and as an advisor. So you could be the next, look like a female Tony Robbins or something.
That would be amazing, just to know I helped somebody, because it is super hard. And when you don't have any friends in school, and it's you just feel like you're
Do you have friends now?
worthless. I have a few.
Are you still a wallflower?
I would say I have a very select few that I would really trust.
Well, that's
And,
all that matters. Just a
it-
few.
Yeah, of course.
Do you play a musical instrument?
I am gonna learn the guitar this year.
Nice.
Are you? Okay,
Yep,
that's your goal for this year?
That's one of my goals. One of the many.
Does Gary play guitar? He can teach you. No, okay.
Gary does not.
The coach. Does the coach guy teach you? No.
No, I don't think he plays guitar either. I don't think that's his jam.
So what was your dream, though, when you were younger? Nobody dreams of being a voiceover artist.
No, I actually dreamed about being an actress and a model. Those are the two things.
But when you're a voiceover artist, you are an actor.
I know.
Right?
And that's the beauty of it.
And you can actually join AFTRA. Is that what it's called, Robin? AFTRA?
Yeah, and
You
SAG.
can actually join that
Yeah.
thing.
Oh, nice.
You know, you're with good
Nice.
company. I mean, Philip, the publisher of your magazine, is an actor. You know that, right?
No, I did not know that.
Oh, my gosh. A Hollywood
He's a
actor,
member
right?
of SAG.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Hang out with
you
Ben.
go.
Ben will
I
let you do.
think I made my new best friend the other day.
And Travolta lives in our community, so.
Yeah, but
And he's probably shopping. No, don't brush it off. Don't brush it off. He's probably out there somewhere. Hey, John Travolta, if you're listening, this is a beautiful young lady, obviously bright, obviously talented.
Exactly.
So,
Thank you.
What are your aspirations? Do you have a role that would be like the bucket list role, a part you'd like to play? Would it be funny? Would it be comedy? Would
no,
it be
it would be more on the stunt basis, like the
stunt?
yeah, like the
You don't see the faces of the stunt guys. You can
no, not like the stunt. I would love to be a stunt double, but
No, you don't.
The actual yeah
She knows stunt doubles. They don't see them.
I know,
Yeah.
but
You see their butt. That's all you see.
that's okay. They
They're
get to do the
flipping
hardcore
over.
stuff.
But
That's
she's a cute
awesome.
one, so that's okay, right?
Yeah, but then nobody knows it's hers. They think it's the other ladies.
I was just saying, if I could do that, it would be pretty awesome. But the more hardcore roles that you see, like action wise, I think that would be my.
Oh, you
my
want to do one of
dream.
them?
Yeah, they're pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So that's what you're training for now, is to be a stunt person?
I wouldn't necessarily say training. I think I am leaning towards that direction. I just took a workshop this past weekend for on tactical film training, and that was super fun. And it's just using the body and being able to, again, it's with the fitness thing, being able to incorporate that into my everyday work and job. It's rewarding. So I guess it is one of my new.
You're going to do everything
sessions.
you've set your. I can tell you've got that drive. You've got that ambition. That's going to happen.
you.
Yeah. And
Thank you. I'm
and
trying.
the people around you need to tell you about the other people, because that's how we climb the ladders in this world, right? We just meet somebody. Oh, really? You did a movie? Tell me about that. And somebody will know somebody else. Robin was with the Film Commission for like 18 years or something.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. When that was around.
So you must have had some kind of positive support, though, for you to just, take those heartbreaking words and move forward with your life. There must have been a couple of people there that gave you that positive support, because you just wanted to move forward and not go off the deep end. It could have been the other way.
It could have definitely been the other way. I was very fortunate. I have amazing parents. And my mom, she's one of the most positive pallies you'll ever meet.
Oh, nice.
And, she always told me in bad situations, this is happening for a reason. So I always tried.
Smart lady.
I always tried to keep that mentality in my head. And even though it's been hard, I always go back to that. And also, I focused on reading and trying to read self-help books and talking to positive people as well, not surrounding myself with negative Nancys, because that's not a good idea.
I knew her.
She's bad.
I divorced her, though.
She is a bad person, let me tell you. But yeah, and also I got coaches. I'm a firm believer in trying to help yourself grow with getting help from others. So.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
You are-
Mainly my mama.
And you've already demonstrated that an Ocala girl in a small town, in other words, can still do amazing things. And acting is really not out of the picture. You can actually be an amazing actress here, right? We've had them in the studio. They hide.
They hide. We're hiders.
But they come in here. They come in here, and you never see them again, right?
That's right.
But they're out there. It's amazing what we have in our community. So yeah, just make some connections. And I think this is a good start with Ben and everything. Ben's got an amazing background
Ben
too.
is amazing. He'll set you up.
Yeah, there you go.
No, we're setting you up. We're setting Ben up. So what's 2020 going to bring for you? What do you see in your future?
Oh man, 2020. There's a lot happening. I plan to travel. I plan to go to Arizona a couple times this year. Again, I went to Arizona the first time last year, and it was an amazing experience. I plan to compete again for a fitness competition.
Ah, okay.
In May. My trainer's making me do it.
Good for him.
So we'll see what happens there. And I plan to do a lot more video game voiceovers and just doing anything I can get my hands on. Something comes my way, I'm gonna do it. I feel like when something does cross your path, like I said, it's for a reason. I'm all about the reasons in my life. And when that happens, I'm just gonna go for it. I don't know what's gonna happen, so.
Well, so when is the article coming out about Shannon?
I'd like to see it out in the February issue.
Okay.
And hopefully, if it's not in February, it'll be in March.
So then you get some exposure with that. And right now you're on the radio. So do you want to give people a way to get in touch with you?
Oh, you can find me at www.simplyshannonscott.com. And you can see everything I do there. Or check me out on Instagram. My handle there is @thefitgeekgoddess. And that's where you can find me.
At the Fit Geek Goddess.
That's it.
Nice.
You can ask for more than that, can you?
No.
The Fit Geek Goddess. Thank you for coming in. It was such a fun interview, by the way.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. Thank you, Ben, for inviting me here to
Well,
do this.
Shannon, thank you so much for accepting the invitation.
Absolutely.
I mean, to be in the same room with Robin and Larry, which I get the privilege of doing every Friday for a half hour. I'm the luckiest guy on the face of the planet.
You're so sweet, Ben. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. Do you celebrate anything?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Christmas.
All right. Well, thank you for what you're doing.
Thank
Don't
you.
give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. Like Robin says, spread that positiveness to somebody who needs it.
I will.
You got an amazing attitude. I love that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll be right back. We've got an author coming on. See,
Yes,
there's
we do.
another successful person. This is the source. Oh, I ran out of music, Ben. Ben, help me out here.
Well,
Sing.
I tell you what. Do you want me to sing?
Yeah, I do.
What do you want me to sing?
Can you do like the remember the theme song for the Three Stooges?
I'll try to sing a song seriously if you want me to.
yeah.
Well, no, you want me to be like Mo Larry and Curly,
You forgot
or
his
Curly
name.
Joe, or maybe a Shemp. Is that what you want me to
Listen
do?
to you. Listen to you.
I mean, you know,
He's up
it's-
against the mic.
You know,
Ben's great. Ben is
I
great.
tell you,
Go ahead. You want to sing a serious song?
You gotta. I don't know. What do you want me to sing?
I don't know.
Me to
What do you
sing
want me to
something from
sing?
the Great American
I
Songbook?
I got your peppermint
All right,
candy for you.
I'll try singing something for you. Skylark, have you anything to say to me?
Wow.
Can you tell me where my love can be? Is it in the meadow or a mist? Or somewhere waiting to be kissed? Skylark, have you seen a meadow green with spring? Where
Nice.
my heart can go a-journeying out of the shadows and the rain to a blossom-covered lane. And in your lonely flight, have you heard the music of the night? Wonderful music, willow as a wisp, crazy as a loon, sad as a gypsy, serenading the moon. Skylark, I don't know if you can find these things, but my heart is riding on your wings. So if you see them anywhere, won't you lead me there?
Nice, very nice. That was beautiful.
Yes.
The only thing I would recommend is please look into the eyes of a lady when you sing that next time. That was a little uncomfortable.
You were the one that were asking me to
That was a little on the uncomfortable side, just so you know.
I was right here, Ben.
It was
I was
beautiful.
right here.
You had two women. You could have looked into her.
You asked me to sing the song.
That was really good. That was really good. You should do voiceovers.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I will.
You should do
know?
this. Get a
He's
booth
got a
in your
nice voice.
living room.
All right. Well, you know, what can I say? Serenading the audience here in Ocala.
That was nice. That was the first.
That was wonderful.
Hey, Philip
Ben.
never did that.
No.
Well, you know, his opportunity will probably come next month.
Wow, what a fun segment. Thank you both. Thank you both.
you.
You're beautiful.
Thank you.
We'll take a break. Be right back. Here is your 1-minute news brief. A woman has died and her husband was injured in a mobile home fire yesterday at the Arbors of Ocala Mobile Home Park at 2251 Northeast 19th Avenue. The Florida Supreme Court granted a new stand your ground hearing to one defendant and denied the claim of another yesterday as it settled questions on whether a 2017 law should apply retroactively. The Ocala City Council voted unanimously to approve a zoning ordinance change that would allow hemp cultivation and production. Florida boaters killed 129 manatees in 2019. That is more than any year before. A Eustis police captain was shot near a gas station yesterday, prompting a manhunt that ended with the suspect being shot and killed. The officer is in stable condition. A man slammed his pickup truck through a baggage carousel area at Sarasota-Bradenton International Airport, narrowly missing 2 employees. And Captain Angela Tutino is retiring from Marion County Fire Rescue after 30 years on the job. She is the county's longest-serving female firefighter. And that is your news brief from The Source.
Friday, cloudy and